Hello guys, and welcome to another match preview for the World Cup 2026. It's 11 a.m, which means this game kicks off in, 15 hours, 2 a.m. on Tuesday early hours. It's Iran versus New Zealand in the World Cup. Of course, Iran and New Zealand are the second match in their group, which is Group G, because by the time they've played, Belgium would have taken on Egypt, because of course Belgium take on Egypt at 8 p.m. Tonight, which is almost 6 hours before the second game in the group, which happens at 2 a.m. Iran versus New Zealand. Now, under the FIFA rankings, New Zealand are the worst ranked side in the tournament, being FIFA ranked 85. And yeah, it's a really good achievement that they've qualified for this tournament, and they're going to have a good go. They've got a really difficult group with Belgium, Egypt and Iran in it, but of course, as I've said, they're going to have a go. This game is being played in the Los Angeles Stadium in California. And if we look at some of the team, of course, Iran, I've mentioned it before, Mehdi Taremi. Iran, 4 years ago, or 3.5 technically, were drawn into a group with England, USA and Wales. And of course, they finished third in that group. And there was a game against England where they should have lost 6-0, but Mehdi Taremi with a 90 plus 6th and 90 plus 13th minute goals sealed the deal. He is, of course, the captain and the main man. Apart from that, there's not very many major names in Iran side. Yousefi at right back, Nomati at centre back, and Gudus at central midfield. But apart from that, as for New Zealand, of course, Chris Wood, number 9 and captain, I believe, who was questionable in England's game against New Zealand, which ended 1-0, the international friendly, in the warm-ups. And again, apart from that, there's no major side. You've got Singh in midfield, you've got Bell, Stemenik, Payne, etc. So New Zealand aim to play a 4-2-3-1 because they do have two CDMs, of course, Stemenik and Bell, with 3 attacking midfielders, Just, Singh and Garbett, with, of course, Chris Wood up top. Chris Wood is the biggest player for New Zealand at the moment. Of course, he plays for Nottingham Forest, having scored 3 goals in his 15 appearances in the Premier League last season. He's not the greatest player in the world by no stretch of the imagination, but he's going to be good enough for New Zealand and hopefully will get them some goals. But on paper, it don't look good for New Zealand. Out of the 153,000 votes so far on FOTMob, 57% think Iran are going to get the victory, 23% think it will go in the direction of New Zealand, and 20% think it'll be a draw. And honestly, I think I agree. I think Iran will win this one. You know, New Zealand's have talent, don't get me wrong, but you know, they're not experienced at this high level. Iran are, however. It is a tough group, as is for Iran, Belgium and Egypt in this group. I think Iran can do good to beat New Zealand and Egypt and maybe scrape a draw with Belgium, so maybe finish second in the group with 7 points, but honestly, this could go any way. It's looking to be one of the coldest games in California. Only 22 degrees is going to be later on, so like looking at it, of course, Chris Wood, he's lethal in front of goal. He is a really good number 9, but then of course you've got Mehdi Taremi, he's a lethal number 9 for Iran. So it's the battle of the centre forwards, or battle of the strikers, because I think both technically class as strikers. So it'd be rude to say New Zealand not to score, but I just don't see them scoring against an Iran side like this. They're establishing, you know, World Cup tournaments in 2018 and 2022. Of course, both times they didn't get out of the group stages, but they did really well. Of course, in 2022, they finished third with 4 points, I think it was. I think they beat Wales and drew with USA, of course, losing to England 6-2. And I think Mehdi Taremi is going to be a pivotal part of the Iran team, but I don't see it going any other way. I can't remember what my prediction was that I wrote down, so I am just going to say one on the spot here. I'm going to say Iran 2, New Zealand 0. I think it will be unfair if they don't score their opening World Cup goal in their opening World Cup game, but I just don't think they'll do it. Iran are levels above New Zealand here, and unfortunately it's not even close. So I'm going to go Iran 2, New Zealand 0 in this World Cup game at 2 a.m. early hours of Tuesday morning. Won't be watching it live, but I'll watch the match highlights when I wake up in the morning on Tuesday. But yeah, Iran v New Zealand, the fourth of 4 games taking place today, technically tomorrow in England. But yeah, could be absolutely ginormous. But for an absolutely immense reason. Iran versus New Zealand, 2 a.m. on Tuesday 16th of June. And I'm saying, as I've said already, 2-0 Iran. I think Taremi is going to score both of the goals. And I think it's going to be either side of the break. I think Iran's going to start off great, score maybe 20 minutes in, 20-30 minutes in, and then score again in the second half, about 65, 70 minutes in. And I do really think they're going to expose the New Zealand defence. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.